Endgame closed a chapter, but what if it secretly opened a much darker one? Our heroes set out to bring back half the population of the universe using time travel and the Infinity Stones. And while we all know they succeeded, there was one line Tony Stark said that now feels more important than ever. You mess with time, it tends to mess back. And that, my friends, is where this story begins. The TVA and Loki told us that the Avengers' time travel was supposed to happen. They were careful. They planned to return every Infinity Stone to its exact moment in the timeline. But one man broke the plan, Steve Rogers. Instead of returning to the present, Steve stayed behind in the past to live a quiet life. But what if that decision, one final selfish act, fractured the multiverse itself? Here's the theory. When Steve returned the Soul Stone, he likely went to Vormir and either handed it to Red Skull or dropped it back into the chasm, then to Asgard, returning the Ether and Mjolnir, possibly with Frigga's help. He visits the Ancient One to return the Time Stone and may have asked her to recreate containers for the Mind, Power, and Space Stones. Once all the stones were returned, Steve didn't go straight to Peggy. Instead, he may have intervened earlier, perhaps stopping Red Skull during the first Avenger. This one change triggers a new chain of events. In this altered timeline, Hydra never rises. The Tesseract is lost, never recovered. And here's where the real consequences unfold. Howard Stark never reverse engineers the Tesseract. No arc reactor, no spark for Tony's destiny. Tony Stark never becomes Iron Man. Carol Danvers never touches the Tesseract. No explosion, no powers, no Captain Marvel. With no Avengers initiative, Earth never gets its heroes. This is a peaceful world, but a fragile one, built on a different foundation. In this timeline, Howard and Maria Stark die during a weapons deal gone wrong in Latveria. Tony survives, but his face is badly burned. He becomes a nameless ghost, unrecognized, until he's found by Agatha Harkness. Agatha, grieving the loss of her own child, senses great power in Tony. She heals him, helps him, and hides his identity from the world using ancient magic. She even gives him a new name, Victor Von Doom. Victor learns both magic and technology under Agatha's guidance. But as he grows in power and influence, the jealous ruler of Latveria brands Agatha a witch and publicly burns her alive. Victor watches his last connection to love, and humanity die in flames. Agatha had forbidden Victor from using magic to save her, but grief overpowers reason. Victor rushes into the flames trying to rescue her, but he fails. Once again, his face is burned, this time by choice. From this pain, Dr. Doom is born. He fuses science with sorcery to build a suit not of armor, but of wrath. Doom kills the dictator of Latveria the same way Agatha was killed, burned alive. This is the moment he crosses a line he can never uncross. The Ancient One senses this rising power. Doom is draining magic from other realms to power his dome bots. She warns him. This imbalance threatens the universe. But Doom exposes her hypocrisy. After all, she used forbidden magic herself to stay alive. They fight. Doom absorbs Agatha's power and survives. The Ancient One retreats, but not before warning. If you leave Latveria, our next battle will be our last. Years pass. This Earth is peaceful. No Avengers, no global wars. Steve Rogers, now old, loses Peggy to age. He finally returns to his original timeline. But the moment he leaves, the balance is broken. See, Dr. Doom's dome bots were holding the multiversal structure together by leeching power from another realm. When Steve departs, the energy shifts, and the first incursion begins. Two universes crashing into each other. Doom tries to stop it, but fails. That's when we learn. Doom was secretly working on time travel all along. He wanted to save Agatha, save his parents, but changing the past would erase his present self, and every time he tries to fix it, it only leads to more incursions. Doom eventually discovers the truth. The real anomaly wasn't him. It was Steve Rogers, the man who didn't belong. Steve brought peace, yes, but by creating a timeline where no heroes were born. When he left, the universe lost its balance, and Doom realizes something horrifying. The multiverse isn't breaking because of villains. It's breaking because people, heroes and villains alike, keep tampering with reality. Doctor Strange, Wanda, even Steve. Doom concludes that the multiverse isn't sick, it's cancerous. Doom decides the multiverse cannot be saved, it must be replaced. He'll allow it to collapse, but control the timing. From this collapse, he will create one final world, a sanctuary for all who lose their homes in the multiversal collapse. But this new world will have one ruler, Dr. Doom. In trying to save the world, Tony Stark became something else. He became a man forged in fire, driven by loss, hardened by betrayal, a king of ruin holding the remains of a broken multiverse. So, what do you think? Did Steve Rogers' decision trigger the collapse of everything? Did Tony Stark become the villain not out of evil, but out of love? Let me know in the comments. If this theory blew your mind, don't forget to like and subscribe to Cinema Grid.